Hello, welcome. Dr. Sushma Singh this side. Today in Unit 7, Ambedkar and Lochia on Caste, we continue our lecture on B.R. Ambedkar on Caste, and subtopic is Caste and the Division of Labor. Ambedkar says that caste system assigns tasks to individuals on the basis of the social status of the parents. Viewed from another point of view, this stratification of occupations which results is positively pernicious. Industry is never static, it undergoes rapid and absurd change. But with such changes, an individual must be free to change his occupation. Without such freedom to adjust to changing circumstances, it would be impossible for a person to earn a livelihood. Now, the caste system does not allow Hindu to adopt occupations that do not belong to them by heredity. By not permitting readjustment of occupation, caste becomes a cause of much of the unemployment in the country. Furthermore, the caste system is based on the dogma of predestination. Consideration of social efficiency would compel us to recognize that the greatest evil in the industrial system is not so much poverty and the suffering that it involves as the fact that so many people have calling that hold no appeal to them. Such callings constantly evoke aversion, ill will, and the desire to evade. The occupations that are regarded as graded by the Hindus, such as scavenging, evoke aversion for those who are engaged in them, given the fact that the people pursuing such occupation out of some compulsion want to give them up. What efficiency can there be in a system under which neither people's hearts nor their minds are in their work? Now let us move to the next point, socialist and the caste system. Ambedkar further analyzes the step taken by the socialists to annihilate the caste system through economic development and reforms. Ambedkar questions the wisdom of socialists who professed that acquiring economic power is the only motive by which man is equated, and economic power is the only kind of power that one can exercise effectively over other. He opined that the social status of an individual by itself often becomes a source of power. He suggests that the religion, social status, and property are all sources of power and authority that come into play in different situations. Ambedkar feels that without bringing about reform in the social order, one cannot bring about economic change. He also cautioned the socialists that the proletarian or the poor do not constitute a homogeneous category. They are divided not only on the basis of their economic situation but also on the basis of the caste and creed. They cannot therefore unite against those who exploit them. According to Ambedkar, it seems to me that other things being equal, the only thing that will move one man to take such an action is the feeling that other men with whom he is acting are actuated by a feeling of equality and fraternity and above all of justice. Men will not join in a revolution for the equalization of property unless they know that after the revolution is achieved, they will be treated equally and there will be no discrimination of caste and creed. The assurance must be the assurance proceeding from much deeper foundation, namely the mental attitude of compatriots towards one another in their spirit of personal equality and fraternity. The elimination of caste through economic reform is not tenable. Hence, socialists would have to deal with hierarchy in a caste first before effecting economic change. Now let us move to the next point, inhalation of caste. Ambedkar explains that caste is not a physical object like a wall of bricks or a line of barbed wire that prevents the Hindus from free social interaction. Caste is a notion, it is a state of mind. If someone wants to break the caste system, he or she has to attack the sacredness and divinity of the caste. Ambedkar believed that the real way of annihilates the caste system is to destroy the belief in the sanctity of the Shastras. How do you expect to succeed if you allow the Shastras to continue to mold the beliefs and opinions of the people? Not to question the authority of the Shastras, to permit the people to believe in their sanctity and their sanctions, and to blame them and to criticize them for their act or being irrational and inhuman is an incourageous way of carrying on social reform. Reformers working for the removal of untouchability, including Mahatma Gandhi, do not seem to realize that the acts of the people are merely the results of their beliefs inculcated upon their minds by the Shastras, and that people will not change their conduct until they cease to believe in the sanctity of the Shastras on which their conduct is founded. Ambedkar further added that the caste system has two aspects. It divides man into separate communities and it places the communities in a graded order, one above the other, as discussed earlier. Higher the grade of a caste, the greater is the number of religious and social rights. Now, this gradation makes it impossible to organize a common front against the caste system. Caste form a graded system of sovereignty, high and low, which are jealous of their status and which know that if a general dissolution happened, some of them would lose more prestige and power than others. It is therefore not possible to organize a mobilization of Hindus. Can we appeal to reason and ask the Hindu to discard caste as being contrary to reason? Here Ambedkar quotes Manu. So far as caste and varna are concerned, not only the Shastra do not permit the Hindu to use his reason in the decision of the question, but they have taken care to see that no occasion is left to examine in a rational way that the foundations of his belief in caste and varna. Ambedkar argues that if one wanted to dismantle the caste system, then one would have to implement laws to change the caste system. He proposes the following reforms within the Hindu religion in order to dismantle the caste system. There should be one and only one standard book of Hindu religion, acceptable to all Hindu and recognized by all Hindus. It would be appropriate if priesthood among the Hindu was abolished, failing which the priesthood should at least cease to be hereditary. Every person who professes to be Hindu must be eligible for the position of priest. Law should ensure that no Hindu perform rituals as a priest unless he has passed the examination prescribed by the state and holds a permission from the state to practice. No ceremony performed by a priest who does not hold the permission would be deemed to be valid in law, and a person who officiates as priest without the permission should be penalized. A priest should be the servant of the state and should be subject to the disciplinary action by the state in the manner of his morals and beliefs. The number of priests should be limited by law according to the requirements of the state. These, according to Ambedkar, would provide the basis for the establishment of a new social order based on the liberty, equality, and fertility. In short, with democracy. Having analyzed the exploitative nature of Hindu social order born out of the Varnas, caste, and subcaste, Ambedkar gives his own vision of an ideal social order. He looked forward to a society based on liberty, equality, and fertility. Fertility creates more channels for association and sharing experience. This helps in establishing an attitude of respect and reverence among the individuals towards fellow men. For Ambedkar, liberty benefits the people by giving them freedom of choice of occupation. Lastly, it is a fact that all men are not equal in terms of their physical and economic endowment. Here we want to close this lecture. Thanks for